fill in the blank. Justin Herbert is blank.
Justin Herbert is Phillip Rivers. That's what he is right now. And Phillip
Is that
Rivers
a
is a
compliment?
it is a compliment. Who Dan, would you love to have the career that Phillip Rivers had?
Compared to who?
I'm asking you, just as a fan, as a guy who's covered the game, would you love to have the career that Phillip Rivers had?
I would take Joe Flacco's over Philip
Yeah,
Rivers.
yeah, but you're not answering the
Okay,
question,
okay.
right? Would you? I think that most
I would take
fans,
Philip Rivers' career. Yes,
I think most
he
fans would take Phillip Rivers' career. So when you say is it a compliment, I'm saying it just depends on how you're looking at this. Is it a compliment to, or would you rather have Phillip Rivers' career or Peyton Manning's career? Peyton Manning. So for Justin Herbert, he has to decide at some point it can't be everybody else's issue anymore. He's had 3 head coaches and 4 offensive coordinators. Every single coach he's had has been blamed for his lack of success in the playoffs. He throws 4 interceptions. Not every single one of them were on him. I'm not going to go so far as to say that he is not a good quarterback because he is a good quarterback. But at some point, when it's nut cutting time, he has to step up in the playoffs. And it can't be, well, it was this coach's fault or that coordinator didn't get it done. And now I'm hearing people talk about Greg Roman again and how Greg Roman is the issue. He didn't do this, he didn't do that. And I just
but
look at it and
but
say, okay,
Herbert is not blaming. The
no, no,
media
no, no, no,
the
no, no,
media is
no, no.
making excuses for Justin Herbert. There's a difference
1000%.
in that.
I
Okay.
and I and I agree. I want to be very clear there. Justin Herbert took full accountability and responsibility after the game for how he played. This is not a Justin Herbert thing. It's more of a us thing, right? In the media, we're all in this together. We got to be able to hold him accountable to the same lengths that we hold Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, or even Peyton Manning when he was early in his career didn't have a ton of playoff success. Herbert is now in that realm where he's going to make a decision if is he going to be Phillip Rivers or is he going to be able to turn the corner and be a Peyton Manning type?
But I think when you lumped him in with Dak Prescott and Lamar Jackson, to me, they shouldn't be lumped in because Dak is the quarterback of the Cowboys.
Yes.
Always going to get more credit and more blame. Always. Lamar's a 2-time MVP and hasn't done
Yep.
anything in the postseason. Justin Herbert, I think, is propped up by a portion of the media that wants him to be a great quarterback. He's not a great
Yes.
quarterback. Lamar's won 2 MVPs. He has got to perform in the postseason. That's
Yep.
what we expect out of MVPs. And Dak, you walk into that position and you're going to get criticized. And Dak has not really done much. And now he's 32, coming off hamstring surgery. And so he's injury prone and immobile. And now whoever takes over the Cowboys inherits that. That's not a good recipe there.
Yeah, and you're talking about my tweet from a couple of days ago
Yeah.
when the Chargers lost, and the reason Mike and Dave need a wedding date lumped them all in together is because yes, I can understand the Lamar Jackson piece. Two, yeah, you like that movie reference? It's a great movie. I don't know why people don't like it. It's a great movie. I understand the Lamar Jackson piece, the 2-time MVP. But now we're just creating these subcategories for, well, we're going to criticize this guy, but not this guy. Lamar's success in the playoffs or lack thereof or of how he's played, he still made it to an AFC championship game. Justin Herbert hasn't even sniffed that. So when you look at Dak Prescott and what he's been able to do, yeah, as the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, that's awesome. But I'm not going to subdivide that and say I'm going to give Dak more criticism just because he's a quarterback of the Cowboys. I'm going to give Lamar more criticism despite the fact that he's done more than almost every quarterback in his draft class when it comes to his success on the field. Justin Herbert has unbelievable stats. You probably know all of the NFL records that he's broken from passing yards to passing touchdowns to wins and everything
Sure.
in between. I do think he is a great quarterback. The question is he a clutch quarterback when it matters? And right now, he hasn't been. And for that, to me, it's you either give everybody grace and you say, hey, it took Steve Young 7, 8 years to figure it out. It took Manning 8, 9 years to figure it out. Or you make sure you criticize them all at the same level, because quarterbacks always get the most praise and they always get the most criticism, right? More praise than they deserve, more criticism than they deserve. We can't create these subcategories and say, all right, well, we're not going to go after Justin Herbert just because he's not the quarterback of the Cowboys and he's not a 2-time MVP.
But who's not going after him?
You think Justin Herbert gets the same amount of criticism that Lamar Jackson does? Or Dak Prescott? Or Tua Tagovailoa?
Lamar's a 2-time MVP.
What about Tua Tagovailoa? Let's take Lamar out of it. Do you think Justin Herbert gets the same criticism as Tua Tagovailoa?
Tua gets a hall pass because of his health.
Tua does not get a hall pass. They had a whole offseason. They had a whole offseason. He's been getting a hall pass. Tua can't make throws, right?
All right. Do you think that he's a great quarterback?
I do. And I think he's the perfect quarterback for Mike McDaniel's offense.
Why would Tyreek want out if you've got this great quarterback there?
Well, Tyreek probably wants out because Tyreek wants to win Super Bowls. And
you can't do that with Tua?
I think you can, but Tua was banged up this year. And
Tua's going to be banged up. We hold our breath. I think that we hold our breath with him. I don't think people are critical of him. I don't.
Really?
Nowhere near. Nowhere near the other quarterback. No.
I
think Tua, we got a hall pass. He got a hall pass because of his health. What were his numbers this year? What did he do this year? What did the Dolphins do this year?
Well, he showed that he's the MVP of the Dolphins, because when he was out, they couldn't sniff a win. But then when he came back, he actually helped them get back into playoff contention and have a chance at the end of the season to make the actual playoffs. So
if I said you can have Tua moving forward or Justin Herbert,
who would I take?
Yeah.
I hate that question, Dan. Damn it.
You set it up.
I didn't set it up. You set it up. You're just trying to get the Miami Dolphins fans to get mad at me.
I did bring in Tua.
I did bring in Tua. I did. So all right. If I had to pick, I'm taking Tua Tagovailoa. I am. Right. I'm taking Tua over Justin Herbert.
You don't believe that. You do
not
believe that.
I do believe it.
You do not believe. Let's go around the room. Who believes that RG3 is telling me the truth? Todd, do you think he's telling the truth?
I think he is.
Oh, let's go suck up.
I appreciate you, Todd. My guy.
See, do you think RG3 is telling me the truth?
I do. I believe he's telling you the truth, yes.
Oh, my God.
Now, the question, Dan, the better question is, would they take Tua over Justin? Because I don't think a lot of people would. No, I think from watching the tape and watching the two guys play, if health is not an issue, because health is an issue for both of them. Let's be honest.
Well, it's really an issue for Tua. It's really an issue for Tua.
If you could guarantee me that Tua never gets another concussion, I'm taking Tua.
Yeah, but I can't do that. That's part of what you take. Paulie, you want to call out RG3?
Yeah, Robert was lying to you. His voice went up 3 octaves. I believe it. I believe it. He did.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Paulie used to work for the FBI giving lie detector tests. So, yeah, he's calling you out.